Plato was an ancient Greek philosopher who lived around 427 to 347 BCE. He is widely considered one of the most influential thinkers in Western philosophy, and is best known for his contributions to various fields, including ethics, metaphysics, epistemology, and political theory. Plato was a student of Socrates and the teacher of Aristotle. He founded the Academy in Athens, one of the earliest institutions of higher learning in the Western world. Plato's philosophical ideas are primarily conveyed through his dialogues, written in the form of conversations between Socrates and other characters. Here are some of his famous quotes. Opinion is the medium between knowledge and ignorance. This quote means that opinions exist between two extremes, knowledge and ignorance. When someone has knowledge about a topic, they can form informed opinions based on facts and understanding. On the other hand, when someone lacks knowledge, their opinions may be based on ignorance or incomplete information. So, opinions are like a middle ground between knowing and not knowing, influenced by what we understand or don't understand about a subject. Human behavior flows from three main sources: desire, emotion, and knowledge. In plain English, this quote means that human actions and decisions are influenced by three primary factors: desires, emotions, and knowledge. Desires. Our wants and needs drive us to act in certain ways. These desires can be for material possessions, social status, relationships, or any other personal goals we have. Emotions. Our feelings play a significant role in how we behave. Emotions such as happiness, anger, fear, love, and sadness can impact our decisions and actions. Knowledge. What we know about the ourselves and others shapes how we behave. Our understanding of facts, principles, and experiences guides our actions and helps us make informed choices. This quote suggests that these three elements interact and intertwine to shape human behavior. We act based on what we want, how we feel, and what we know. Each of these factors can influence our decisions and actions in different ways, sometimes complementing each other and sometimes conflicting. Dictatorship naturally arises out of democracy, and the most aggravated form of tyranny and slavery out of the most extreme liberty. This quote is from Plato's work titled, The Republic. In plain English, this quote means that according to Plato, democracy can lead to dictatorship, and excessive freedom can result in severe oppression. Plato believed that in a democratic society where everyone has the freedom to express their opinions and pursue their desires without much restraint, there's a risk of chaos and instability. This chaos, he argued, could pave the way for a strong leader to emerge and seize power, leading to a dictatorship. Similarly, Plato suggested that when people are given too much freedom, without any regulations or limitations, it can lead to a breakdown of social order and ultimately result in a form of tyranny, where individuals lose their freedom and become enslaved to the whims of those in power. Essentially, Plato was cautioning against the extremes of democracy and liberty, suggesting that an excessive pursuit of these ideals could ironically lead to their own downfall, giving rise to forms of government characterized by oppression and tyranny. The empty vessel makes the loudest sound. In simple terms, this quote means that people who lack substance or knowledge often make the most noise. Just like an empty container makes a loud sound when hit, because there's nothing inside to absorb the noise. Individuals who don't have much to say or don't possess deep understanding tend to speak loudly to compensate for their lack of substance. It's a metaphorical way of saying that those who talk the most might not have much valuable to say. The measure of a man is what he does with power. This quote means that the true test of a person's character is how they use the power or authority they possess. It suggests that it's not enough to simply have power. What matters is how one chooses to wield that power and what actions they take with it. Essentially, this quote emphasizes the importance of responsibility and moral judgment. When it comes to positions of authority or influence, it implies that a person's integrity and values are demonstrated by the way they handle the power entrusted to them, whether they use it for good or for selfish or harmful purposes. This city is what it is because our citizens are what they are. In plain English, it means that the character of a city, or any community, is a reflection of the character of its citizens. The qualities, values, behaviors, and attitudes of the people who live in a city shape its identity and determine its overall nature. So, if a city is prosperous, vibrant, and well-functioning, it's because its citizens contribute positively through their actions, cooperation, and civic engagement. Conversely, if a city is plagued by problems or dysfunction, it's likely because its citizens exhibit negative traits or behaviors that contribute to those issues. In essence, this quote highlights the interconnectedness between the individuals who make up a community and the collective identity and characteristics of that community. We can easily forgive a child who is afraid of the dark. The real tragedy of life is when men are afraid of the light. This quote means that it's understandable and acceptable for a child to be afraid of the dark, because they are still learning and growing. However, the true tragedy in life occurs when adults, who should have matured and gained wisdom, are afraid to face the truth or confront reality. The light in this quote symbolizes knowledge, truth, or enlightenment. So, when people shy away from seeking knowledge or facing the truth, it's seen as a greater tragedy compared to the innocence of childhood fears. It suggests that living in ignorance or avoiding confronting important truths is a more significant loss than the natural fears of childhood. Thinking the talking of the soul with itself. In plain English, it means that thinking is like having a conversation within your own mind. When you engage in deep reflection or ponder ideas, it's as if your soul is speaking to itself, contemplating various thoughts and concepts. Essentially, it highlights the internal dialogue that occurs when we think critically or deeply about something. It's a poetic way of expressing the introspective nature of thought processes where we explore, question, and reason within ourselves. Wisdom alone is the science of other sciences. This quote means that wisdom encompasses and integrates knowledge from all other fields of study. In other words, having wisdom means understanding not just one subject, but also how different subjects relate to each other and contribute to a broader understanding of the world. Think of wisdom as the overarching framework that allows you to apply knowledge from various disciplines in a meaningful and insightful way. It suggests that true wisdom involves not just mastering one area of study, but also recognizing the interconnectedness of knowledge across different domains. When the mind is thinking, it is talking to itself. In simple terms, this quote means that when you're engaged in thought or contemplation, it's like having a conversation within your own mind. Your thoughts and internal dialogue are essentially your mind communicating with itself. It's a poetic way of expressing the introspective nature of thinking, highlighting the process of reflecting on ideas, considering options, and reasoning internally. Just as you might talk to someone else to work through a problem or express your thoughts, your mind engages in a similar process when you think deeply about something. There are three classes of men: lovers of wisdom, lovers of honor, and lovers of gain. This quote means that Plato divided people into three categories, based on their motivations and priorities in life. 1. Lovers of wisdom. These are individuals who prioritize the pursuit of knowledge, understanding, and truth. They value learning and intellectual growth above all else. 2. Lovers of honor. These are people who seek recognition, respect, and admiration from others. They are driven by a desire for prestige, reputation, and social status. 3. Lovers of gain. These individuals are primarily concerned with material wealth, possessions, and financial success. They prioritize acquiring money and material resources. Plato's classification reflects his understanding of human nature, and the different ways people choose to orient their lives and pursue fulfillment. Knowledge without justice ought to be called cunning rather than wisdom. In plain English, it means that having knowledge or intelligence alone isn't enough to be truly wise. Without a sense of justice or fairness, knowledge can be misused for selfish or dishonest purposes. So, instead of being considered wise, someone who possesses knowledge but lacks a moral compass should be called cunning or crafty. In essence, this quote emphasizes the importance of pairing knowledge with ethical principles, suggesting that true wisdom involves not just understanding, but also using that understanding in a just and morally upright way. Thanks for watching this video. If you liked this video, then please give it a thumbs up, subscribe, share it with your friends.